Before I start this video, I just want to thank Summoning Salt for the inspiration. He makes speedrunning videos similar to these, and he's a huge inspiration to me as a content creator and just as a speedrunner. Make sure to subscribe to him, and let's get on with the video. Since the beginning of gaming, there's always been an aim to beat games quickly. The fastest times in speedrunning will take hours and days of grinding time and strategies to achieve the best time possible. No game is a better example of this than Krunker. Krunker has an advanced movement system with many layers of mechanics. Krunker also has custom maps which gives it an unlimited supply of categories to speedrun. So without further explanation, let's dive into the history of Krunker's best and most optimized speedruns. Race maps are a category of Krunker speedruns which are usually less than 1 minute long, pretty flat and easy maps where the aim of the map is to reach the end as fast as possible. These maps have often been the most optimized runs out of any category, and the maps scale back into history. There are a few notable speedruns when it comes to race maps, namely Race Mario Kart 2, Race Subzero, and City Jumper. All of these maps have near perfect world records and history extending back longer than any other map. Those are considered some of the most highlighted race maps in history, but one race map shines above the rest when it comes to speedruns. Race_Mario Kart is one of the most played race maps, and by far the most speedrunned. The map saw its earliest records in 2019 with time sitting around 1 minute and 20 seconds. The earliest recording speedrun I could find is this run by Slothing. Over the next year, Slothing and jumpshawt will battle for the record. By the end of the year, the record sat at 45.8. So although the record was not optimized at this point, it was clear that nobody was going to leave this record alone for long. Jumpshawt and many other players would continue to battle for the record over the course of 2020. It seemed like every time jumpshawt set the record, someone would be there to take it from him. 2020 would see its first sub-30 run, but with the release of slide control, slidehopping got a lot more intense. "2021 saw 3 speedrunners battling for the world record: jumpshawt, thorgrim, and me. The rivalry would take place straight away, with jumpshawt's time of 21.4 being replaced with Thor's time of 21.3. In April, I started attempting the map, and just a few days later, I would achieve the time of 21.1, beating Thorgrim's time by 0.2 seconds. Only a small improvement of the record, but just a few hours later, I would get the run I was hunting for. I achieved a run of 19.8, which is still the world record to this day, without pipe skip. Pipe skip was rumored between speedrunners for a long time, but never used in a run due to inconsistency. After this 19.8, the category slowed down and looked for more optimizations to break the records. Over 4 months later, thorgrim would be the first person to pull off pipe skip in a world record run. This 18.2 time was a phenomenal break in the category, showing that the pipe skip alone could take out a huge chunk of the run. Jumpshawt would take the record back with an 18.11 just 11 days later. This record sat for 4 months again, but on the 9th of December, I came back with a 17.7. It was only 12 hours later until I hopped back on and got this run. 17.5 is still currently the world record, but with a very precise pipe skip trick, it's possible to achieve runs as fast as sub 17. Moonlight is one of the earliest slide maps. It's almost 2 years old, which is before slide control and the birth of modern krunker speedrunning. The first of Moonlight's competitive speedruns, however, started in 2021, with speedruns like Hot Rat's 2-minute and 4-second run and Athena Koslie's 2-minute and 2-second run. There was a popular trend among streamers to speedrun Moonlight, and it hadn't seen a world record in a very long time, so I thought it was my time to step in. In June, I got the world record of 1 minute and 58 seconds on Moonlight, but I wouldn't stop there. Just a week later, I would get a 1:51.4. The speedrun rivalry would start soon after, where 4 days later, Michi1 would achieve a world record of 1 minute 45.7. I would strike back with a 1:40, and then Hot Rod would show up to the battle with a 1:37.5. At that point, Michi knew it was serious and got straight to strat hunting. Among many other strategies found in recent runs, one stood out from the rest, which is shown in Michi's next world record. This strategy was an old relic of b-hoppers that most slide players did not know about. It was exciting to see brought into Moonlight. This was a bug with ramps, where holding space and spamming shift would give you a very random speed boost, which could make you skip 3 entire levels if done perfectly on Moonlight. If everything worked out perfectly, it could save a whole 7 seconds. Michi's first submitted record with this strat was a 1:31.9. After that, Sydney, the developer of the game, held a competition. Sid wanted to see who could take the world record on Moonlight by a certain date, and the winner would get verified and 100,000 KR. Michi's beast of a world record was the barrier to success. Very few speedrunners battled for this record. The only new times on the board were the 1:48 by TG, and later in the competition, a 1:33 by Uchi. While Uchi's run was close to the world record, someone was more determined than all of them. Enter Rat. This run seemed almost perfect in the eyes of many speedrunners. It takes almost every viable strategy and executes it with no hesitation. There's only one strategy missed in this run, and that's because it hadn't been discovered yet. Hot Rod's 1:28 was a run not to be messed with. 1:28 is still the record to this day, and with SRB being patched, it will almost surely never be beaten. B-Hop 624 is a historic B-Hop map, known for being Phil's entry requirement, speedrunning, and overall being a very old B-Hop map. This map's record have a long history, but the most notable run started in 2020. The first notable record was a 6-minute and 51-second run by Sylvans. This record was set in January of 2020, and it took the year by storm. It's still Phil's most popular YouTube video, by a long shot. Vapior would take that record with a 6:11 time, and a year after Sylvan's time, the world record would be set at 5:46 by Vapior. This run was done before the slide hopping changes, so naturally it would be affected majorly by slide control being added. Enter Vin. Vin would take Vapior's record by 3 seconds 12 days later. 2 days later he would get a 5:23, showing just how much slide control affected speedruns. But he wasn't done yet. Sub 5 was on the horizon. Vin achieved a 4 minute and 52 second run on May 9th, 2021, which at the time was a mind-blowing run. Sub 7 was at the top of the food chain in 2020, and Vin had taken it down 2 whole minutes in 2021. And he wasn't even done yet. He returned to the category in June, quickly setting a time of 4:34 and 4:30, followed by a 4:29. Not too long after, he would set the record at 4 minutes and 8 seconds. This showed something to the community. It showed them that Vin wasn't going for sub 5, he was going for sub 4, and fast. July the 4th, 2021 was the day that Vin had cut off not 1, not 2, but 3 minutes off of the most competitive B-Hop speedrunning map in Krunker. He achieved a 3:54 time, which is still the world record to this day. Vin did not need to take the record this far, not even close. Nobody to this day has gotten a sub 5 other than Vin, and nobody has even tried to take the record. He's still trying to improve the record, and with new strategies, he thinks he can make it as low as 3 minutes and 25 seconds. I've gone through many standout records in b-hop, slide, and race in this video, but which one is the best? I asked some of the best players to see what they thought. Michi said it was between slide skills and b-hop 6.4. For context, slide skills is the hardest slide map ever beaten, and Hot Rat beat it in a solid 17 minutes. When I asked Hot Rat, he said it was either 6.4 or moonlight. When I asked Accountsbroke, he said it was b-hop 6.4. And personally myself, I agree that 6.4 is probably the most optimized and impressive speedruns in krunker. Clearly the winner in all of this is b-hop 6.4. What do you think? Do you disagree? Tell me what you thought in the comments. But that's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.